Welcome to episode 14 of Sales with Value. I'm so thrilled to have you here for today's explainer. We're going to unpack something absolutely fundamental to your success in the FMCG snacks industry. The big question, does the shopkeeper get happy or annoyed seeing you? It's a simple question, right? But man, the answer literally dictates your entire sales trajectory. Today, we're throwing out the standard spreadsheets. No target numbers right now. Instead, we're diving deep into emotional sales psychology. We're going to explore the hidden human dynamics that happen the very second you step across the threshold of a bustling Indian kirana store. So let's jump right in and uncover the real truth about how you're perceived out there in the market. I want you to really visualize this with me. Picture a busy neighborhood kirana store. The warm yellow lights are spilling out onto the street. The shopkeeper is standing behind the counter, and they are doing it all. Swatting away flies, doing mental math for a total, and juggling like 3 different customers who are all shouting their orders at once. Half a kilo of sugar, a packet of tea, a bar of soap, and right in the middle of this beautiful, chaotic symphony, you walk in with your company bag. Now ask yourself, at the exact moment the shopkeeper spots you navigating through those hanging strips of snacks and stacked cartons, what's the very first micro-expression that flashes across their face? Think about it. Do their shoulders drop in relief, or do they tense right up? You know that fleeting expression? It tells you everything. It really boils down to 2 distinct feelings, relief or rejection. Let's weigh the emotional gravity of that first glance. Are you viewed as a trusted partner? Someone who brings relief, helps them manage their inventory, and actually grows their business? Or are you immediately categorized as rejection material? Just another headache in an already exhausting day, someone who's just there to extract an order and run. If you're constantly hitting a wall with your sales targets, well, the core problem might not actually be the snack you're selling. The problem might be that the shopkeeper used your arrival as an interruption rather than an intervention. Moving on to our first section, why they get annoyed and the reality of the kirana store. To actually change this dynamic, we first have to deeply understand the environment we're walking into. Listen closely to the unspoken inner monologue of almost every retailer you visit. I am dealing with angry customers and low margins. Don't just give me a catalog, give me a solution. I really want you to pause and empathize with their reality for a second. The person behind that counter, they're running a high-stress micro-business. They are constantly managing cash flow, dealing with supply chain hiccups, and trying to keep their own highly demanding customers happy, all while operating on razor-thin margins. When you walk in and immediately shove a product catalog in their face without acknowledging that reality, you're just adding to their burden. In that moment, you aren't a salesperson, you're just another task they have to deal with. So, let's break down the exact psychological triggers of this annoyance. First up, poor timing during a peak rush. If there's a huge line of customers waiting to buy daily essentials, and you try to pitch a new flavor of chips right then, yeah, you are instantly the enemy. Second, a complete lack of empathy for their workload. If they're sweating, stressed out, unloading heavy boxes, and you cheerfully ask for a 5-minute presentation, you're basically showing them you don't care about their reality at all. Third, pushing unwanted snack stock blindly. Look, retailers are smart. They know exactly what moves in their specific neighborhood. If you just try to dump your monthly target onto their shelves without understanding their local demand, they're going to push back hard. The crucial takeaway here is that retailers rarely reject your snacks right out of the gate. What they're actually rejecting is your timing, your lack of awareness, and your approach. Which brings us to our next section, the psychology of selling, moving beyond the transaction. We've looked at the problem, so now let's explore the exact mindset shift required to solve it. Here is the absolute golden rule of our explainer today, emotional sales psychology. This is the practice of understanding and adapting to the human being behind the counter before attempting to push products onto their shelves. Let that sink in for a moment. The person selling your snacks is a human being first and a distribution channel second. Empathy is, without a doubt, the ultimate, most effective tool an FMCG sales rep can possess. If you can understand their stress, validate their hard work, and adapt your pitch to fit their current emotional state, you stop being a nuisance. You become a necessity. You build a bridge of trust. And honestly, trust is what actually gets your products placed right at the front of the store. Let's look at how this creates 2 very different profiles out in the field. First, the transactional salesman. This person walks in, asks for orders immediately, interrupts paying customers, and focuses solely on their own company targets. To the retailer, this person is just an annoying order taker. Now compare that to the emotional salesman.
This rep waits patiently for the right moment. They read the room. They quietly observe the inventory levels while they wait. They focus entirely on the retailer's needs before ever mentioning their own. This person is a valued partner. So I want you to be totally honest with yourself right now. Which side of this dynamic do you currently fall on during your daily market visits?
Now we get to the core of this transformation, becoming a valued partner and turning annoyance into alliance. Let's look at the exact psychological steps needed to change a retailer's reaction from a frustrated groan to a warm greeting.
Okay, let's dive right into this actionable roadmap. Imagine walking into a store right now. Step 1, read the chaotic environment and wait. Don't speak immediately. Just stand back, make eye contact, offer a polite nod, and let them finish with their customer. Seriously, your patience speaks volumes before you even say a single word. Step 2, acknowledge their hard work verbally. When the rush finally clears, say something genuine. Something like, looks like a crazy busy morning today, Sachi, or wow, you handle this crowd so well. Just validate their effort. It drops their defensive walls instantly. And finally, step 3, pitch the value, not just the snack. Don't just say, hey, buy this new potato chip. Say, I notice you're out of the spicy flavor. Placing this new display box right here will catch the evening tea time crowd and give you a quick, easy margin. See the difference? You're solving a problem for them, not creating one. Patience and observation lead directly to profit.
And that leads us to our final destination, the merchant's smile. Let's review a quick summary of these emotional shifts to bring together everything we've just learned. Let's walk through this transformation together. When your mindset is purely target-driven, your instinct is to interrupt the rush, right? And the retailer's resulting emotion is annoyance and rejection. You lose the sale, and even worse, you damage the relationship. But when you switch to an empathy-driven mindset, your action becomes to observe and adapt to the store's rhythm. And the result? The merchants smile. They welcome you, they actually listen to you, and they buy from you. Guys, this isn't just theory, this is literally the blueprint for dominating FMCG sales in a highly competitive market. So, the absolutely crucial point I want to leave you with today is this. Next time you cross the threshold of a shop, amidst all the heat, the noise, and the hanging displays, remember, you aren't selling snacks, you are selling a relationship. If you win the human being, the snacks will literally sell themselves. Take this mindset into the market tomorrow. Observe, empathize, and just watch how quickly those expressions of annoyance turn into welcoming smiles. Think about how you're going to apply this on your very next store visit. Thank you so much for engaging with this explainer, and we'll see you next time.